What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Salts here, coming to you guys again with another rebuilding video, and this time we are working on the Denver Nuggets, one of the other teams in the Western Conference. I'm trying to finish off the Western Conference before we move on to the East. The top 3 or 4 teams, though, I might save those for later because we'll probably do something else with them, since obviously they're playoff contenders, and we're trying to rebuild the teams, and they don't need to be rebuilt. So, right now, the only players on here that are absolutely untouchable to me, actually, we'll just go to the roster for that, is Nikola Jokic. Jokic is obviously going to be the centerpiece of this team as in terms of what I'm going to build around. Gary Harris is playing pretty super solid for us. I think he has 2 more years on his contract, unless I'm crazy. We have 1 more year. So that's not too bad. Gallinari and Chandler, I might be moving. Mason Plumlee, I'm going to try and keep, but he's going to probably ask for a good bit of money soon. Will Barton's pretty solid. Kenneth Faried's probably going to go. I like Jamal Murray. Nelson's too expensive. Darrell Arthur is probably going to go as well. Juan Hernan-Gomez isn't too bad of a player. And I'm going to move Roy Hibbert so I can get something out of him. So the first thing I want to do is move some of these bad contracts around. I want to move Gallinari and Chandler together to see if I can grab either one super small, like a good solid small forward or something of that nature. I can get Dario Saric and Robert Covington. That is a salary dump hardcore. Or I could go grab Chris Middleton. I'm not too much of a fan of that. George Hill's going to expire soon. I'm not... Oh, man. We don't need him, unfortunately, so I'm not going to make that trade, but it would have been nice otherwise. Otto Porter is going to... Yeah, he's about to expire, so I'm going to do this trade for Dario Saric and Robert Covington, 2 extremely young players from the 76ers that I will take. That's going to save a bunch of money for us once we get to the offseason. And I would like to have these 2 players because they're pretty solid anyways, and they're going to fill out the position that I want to have filled out pretty nicely, and they're going to develop probably into 80s by the time we finish this video up. The next player I wanted to move is Kenneth Faried, and I'm going to do that with probably Jameer Nelson, and I'm going to see what I can grab for them. Kenneth Faried's getting paid a good bit. TJ McConnell, I could just steal everybody from the 76ers if I wanted to. Marcin Gortat, I could get rid of his contract in the offseason if I really need to. Danny Green would be a knockdown 3-point shooter, and Dwayne Dedmon is pretty solid in terms of a backup center, so that's not too bad of a deal. Wesley Matthews and Yogi Ferrell. I love Yogi Ferrell right now. What he's done coming up from the D-League. Tyreek Evans, I could grab onto this team. I think Tyreek's about to expire, though. Yeah, he's about to expire on a $10 million contract. I think I'm going to do this trade for Wesley Matthews and Yogi Ferrell. I'm going to move Wesley Matthews in the offseason, obviously, because he's getting paid a lot of money. The money right now is obviously not an issue because we're in the middle of the season, and a contract like that I'm going to move probably in the offseason before I do any free agency signings. So I need to see. I think that's going to be the last contract that I really wanted to move, besides maybe Darrell Arthur, but that's not going to be a big deal. I'm probably just going to move Darrell Arthur in the offseason to see if I can get a pick out of him. Roy Hibbert, I'm going to move now. Is Moutier? Moutier still has a couple more years. I wonder if Moutier still has value, because he's dropped a lot. Because I remember, I think 2K16 he was like a 78. He still has some pretty good value. I gave Chris Middleton for him basically straight up, which isn't a horrible deal, but I'm not gonna do it. DeAndre Jordan, Tony Allen. I love Tony Allen. Let me see if there's anything that's really good that sticks out to me. If not, I don't mind. I'm just gonna keep him. Yeah, so I'm just gonna keep Moutier, but I'm probably gonna move Mike Miller and Roy Hibbert, since they are getting paid a good bit. I want to see if we can grab something out of them at least. Lance Thomas, Marshall Plumlee, one of the frickin' 20 Plumlees in the league. Dwight Powell and Dorian Finney-Smith. I don't need to give up a pick for one of these guys. Boban Marjanovic and Reggie Bullock. I'm gonna do this, and I'll move them in the offseason. Marjanovic will just fill out nicely. I'm not expecting to win or really make it run into the playoffs this season. I want to go through the free agency, potentially into the draft, and then I'm going to see what we have left over after that. So let me look at the coaching lineup here. So we have Yogi Ferrell as a starting point guard with Gary Harris as a shooting guard. We have Robert Covington and Dario Saric inserted into the starting lineup, with Jokic getting 36 minutes. Super solid, because we have Will Barton, Mason Plumlee, and Wesley Matthews off the bench. Which, oh my God, that's a lot of shooting guards. I completely didn't even realize. Barton is 6'6". No, well, he only goes down a little bit. Let me see. Jamal Murray's 6'4". He could not play small forward, that's for sure. Wesley Matthews goes up if I move him to small forward. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to leave Wesley Matthews at the small forward position. So he's going to be a small forward for us off the bench. And that should be good enough. Let me make sure. So we have Yogi Ferrell. Lineup is set up for the starting lineup, and then the bench, we have Wesley Matthews and Jamal Murray, Boban Marjanovic. I'm going to move Marjanovic to power forward. Actually, no, I'll probably move Mason Plumlee. Where's Plumlee? Oh, I probably just went over him. Yeah, he's right here. Power forward. So he'll be our power forward for the bench. Or he's going to be the starting power forward. That's fine. And that should be solid for us. I do want Jamal Murray to get some minutes. Actually, I'm probably going to switch it out with Moutier. And I'm gonna do an 11-man rotation real quick. And I want to get Moutier some minutes. Because this season I'm not trying to win anyway, so I'm just going to do that so he can develop. And then we're going to simulate all the way to the trade deadline. If I make any trades, you guys are going to see that. Otherwise, we'll see you at the end of season awards, where hopefully we can at least do something in the offseason. I'm trying to get a pick and probably sign somebody pretty big. I'll see you guys then. So I'm trying to see if I can make this trade work for Jamal Murray for Devin Booker. Obviously, it's not going to work straight up, but I think if we give them a 2019 first rounder and maybe like 3 second rounders, it could potentially work out. Let me see if I give him another second rounder. No. Okay, so let me take away 2 of these, and I'll give you this 2020 first rounder, and there we go. So we gave him Jamal Murray for Devin Booker. I like Devin Booker. He was untouchable. If this was real life, he would not be. We would not be able to trade for him. But we get Emmanuel Moutier. Emmanuel Moutier is the starting point guard right now, which I'm not going to complain over. He's going to develop, and I don't know if I'm going to keep him for the whole video, clearly. But I think he'll develop pretty nicely. So now we have Emmanuel Moutier, Devin Booker, Robert Covington, Mason Plumlee, who's now an 80 overall, Nikola Jokic, and then off the bench we have Gary Harris, Dario Saric, Will Barton, Wesley Matthews, and Yogi Ferrell. Let me see if I can do some moving here. Actually, no, I'm just going to leave it as is. We're 17 and 18, so we're actually a lot better than I thought we were going to be. I'm going to simulate to the trade deadline again if I make any trades. Obviously, the same old thing as always. I'll see you guys if I make trades. Otherwise, I'll see you at the end of season awards. But I think this is going to be the team for now, and then I'm going to make some trades in the offseason to try and get into the draft, and we'll see where we go from there. Here we are at the end of season awards, but Russell Westbrook wins your MVP with 33 points, 12.5 boards, 13 assists, 1.5 steals, and half a block coming out of him. Kind of insane. Joel Embiid is your Rookie of the Year with 19, 9, 3, and 2.5 blocks. Tyreek Evans is your 6th Man of the Year. Defensive Player of the Year goes to Hassan Whiteside with 16 boards, 3.5 blocks. And our very own Nikola Jokic wins Most Improved Player with 16 points, 12 boards, 6 assists, and 1.5 blocks. As Steve Kerr is your Coach of the Year. Do we have anybody on an All-NBA team? I think the only person who might make it would be Jokic. He makes it All-NBA 3rd team. Pretty nice to come out of him. Defensively, we don't have anybody, I don't think, unless I miss somebody. Nope. All-Rookie 1st team. Nobody, but we do have Dario Saric on All-Rookie 2nd team. And that's it. So let's see. We're 40 and 42. Did we make it into playoffs? That'd be kind of crazy. No, we did not, I don't think. Let me make sure. Please tell me. Yeah, so we didn't make it into playoffs. We're 40 and 42. That's super competitive Western Conference. And yeah, because we were in the East, we would be tied with the 76ers. So clearly this doesn't matter. We're just going to look at player stats just so you guys can get a look at them. Devin Booker led us in scoring with 17 points, 4 assists a game. I already saw Jokic's number. Robert Covington had 10 points out of him with 2.5 steals a game. Pretty solid. 10 points out of Dario Saric with 6 boards. Plumlee had 10 and 8 with 1.5 blocks. Pretty nice coming out of him. Gary Harris was there too. Will Barton. Moutier had 3.5 assists with 7 points. Nothing super crazy. We're going to simulate the entire playoffs because this doesn't really matter. It's probably going to be Warriors Cavs anyway, so it doesn't really matter. And yep, Warriors Cavs. Oh, whoa. Nope, that's a Spurs. And Kawhi Leonard locks down LeBron James. 30 points, 7 boards, 3.5 assists, 2 steals coming out of him as they upset the Warriors. Pretty nice, actually. I'm kind of hyped about that because fuck KD. Let me see here. Let's go to league meetings, make sure everything's been rejected. We are going to go to the draft lottery, and I want to see what comes up here. We're going to skip to the results. The Pacers have the #1 overall pick. How did the Pacers get them? What was their... Hold up. Were the Pacers that bad? What happened to the Pacers? Lance Stevens. They have... I have no idea what just happened. Alright. The Pacers somehow won the draft. Okay. We have the 13th overall pick. Jesus Christ. Oh, okay. Staff signing. We're gonna just real quick. I'm gonna sign a head coach. Mikhail. come here. That's the only thing I really cared about, is grabbing somebody solid there. All right, so we're going to go straight on to the top of the NBA draft. I'm not going to actually draft quite yet. I'm going to move up in the draft. I want to go up to 5th overall. It's from the Lakers. I will give you a second rounder, 2 second rounders. Actually, first let's move some bad contracts. I think I got Wesley Matthews and Darrell Arthur I need to move. So Wesley Matthews is right here. Gonna go to the Warriors, grab like these two, and I'll give you Darrell Arthur. And I'll give you a second round. There you go. Cool. So now we have some picks. And I want to grab this 13th pick and this one. And then we're going to grab the 5th overall. And I will give you a Warriors pick. And a second rounder. Nope. Okay. What about our pick? And the second rounder. I'm just trying to move up. Come on. Just take one. Fine. Here. There you go. So 3 picks. We get the 5th overall pick. I want to see if we can move up one more, potentially. Who has the second pick? Oh, man. Yeah, no. Actually, no. I could probably do this. Who are the prospects? Who's number 1 right now? Let me just look at scouting real quick. Prospect scouting. And Markelle Fultz is projected number 1. Dennis Smith. Harry Giles is here. Harry Giles is still 3rd overall, even though he doesn't have Achilles. All right. Cool. That's fine. Jason Tatum and Lonzo Ball. You know, let me think about this. Yeah, I might just go in with this here. Team. Oh, Jesus Christ. I did not mean to do that. Yeah, I'm just going to draft someone at the 5th overall pick. So I'll see you guys at rookie signings with who I select. So somehow Dennis Smith Jr. fell to us at the 5th overall pick. So I'm not going to complain about that. We get Dennis Smith Jr. at 5th overall. Not too bad. Devin Booker's obviously going to be re-signed. I think I'm going to sign. Yeah, everybody here is going to be re-signed. Let us check qualifying offers. Anybody need to extend it to? Mason Plumlee will definitely get it. Bullock can walk, though. My free agents. He's expired. He's asking for a lot of money. I don't have bird rights on him. So if he doesn't accept the qualifying offer, unfortunately, I'm probably not going to give him one. Or a contract, I mean. So any bad contracts I forgot to get rid of? Boban. Yeah, I have to move Boban. So let me grab Marjanovic. I'm sorry, dude. I love you, man, but I'm not going to keep you around. I'm due you for a second rounder. There we go. So let's go to free agency. We have Kevin Durant here. I'm going to offer him a max deal. I'll give him a no trade clause, to be honest. Nope, Clippers are his number 1 offer. What about Steph Curry? Would you like to come here? I will give you a no trade clause. Warriors are his number 1 offer. Chris Paul, I will not give you a no trade clause. We might strike out super hardcore. This is going to suck. Gordon Hayward, I will give you a player option. My dude. The Jazz, oh my god, we're not going to get anybody. We're not going to get a single player, and I'm going to cry myself to sleep. Blake Griffin. Oh my god. All right, you know, Paul Millsap. Jeff Teague. We're going to sign somebody, all right? This is going to happen. George Hill. Let's see who says yes, please, someone. I don't want to suck again in this another offseason. Chris Paul and Kyle Lowry go back to their teams respectively. Oh, this is heart-wrenching. Kevin Durant, come on, my dude. You want to come here? I will give you a no trade clause. That is not a problem. He does not care. Stephen Curry, I will give you a no trade clause. He still does not care. Paul Millsap is here. All right. Well, everyone's leaving. We're his number 1 offer to Kevin Durant. My dude, finally. You know what? I'm only going to give you a player option. Will that change it? Shit, I did not mean to do that. Okay, you know what? Fuck it. It's too late now. Nope, he's still mulling. He's still mulling, son. I can still get Kevin Durant. So here's a player option and a no trade clause. We're his number 1 offer now. Kevin Durant is now a member of the Denver Nuggets. Holy crap. That was actually a little bit terrifying. I'm going to be honest with you. Tony Allen, I'm going to give you 2.5 mil for 2 years. How about that? And we're his number 1 offer. Screw you, Cavaliers. You ain't getting Tony Allen because he's mine. Nene, I'm going to give you 2.5 as well for 2 years. Please come to my team. And we're his number 1 offer. Devin Harris. Yeah, no, I'll take Devin Harris. Wait, we don't need him. Fuck. Okay, doesn't matter. So this is gonna be it for in terms of my signings. I know we wasted a little bit of money, but there's nobody that I really care about other than these two guys right now. So I'm gonna go all the way to the beginning of the next season, and I'll see you guys then. So here we are at the beginning of the next season, and the roster is pretty filthy. We got Kevin Durant and Nikola Jokic. Paul Millsap obviously signed with us, but Mason Plumlee accepted the qualifying offer, and we still have Gary Harris on the team. He's a little bit upset because he doesn't have the starting position. But we have Dennis Smith. Okay, we're going to have to make a couple trades still, obviously. Gary Harris is upset being on the team, but I am not that he's on the team. But I'm going to move Robert Covington here and Emmanuel Mudiay. I'm trying to move them to see if we can get a point guard of some kind. Mudiay should still have some good trade value. Yeah, he still has solid trade value. Yeah, Tyler Johnson, Buddy Hield, JJ Barea. Nothing super crazy sticking out to me. I'm looking for a point guard. So you know what we're going to do? We're going to go here, point guards, and I'm looking at Kemba Walker, maybe. Kemba, I will give you Mudiay, and how about a Warriors pick? We would acquire $7 million more than we can afford. I will give you who's making a. We don't have a lot of people make. You know what? First things first. Let's move Paul Millsap. I'm gonna do a trade finder for Paul Millsap here. I want to see what I can grab out of him. $31 million. Obviously, that's a lot of money to pay anybody. I can grab Chris Middleton. I get DeAndre Jordan and JJ Redick, who I wouldn't complain about either of those players, to be honest. Shannon Parsons, he's on the Lakers now. Brooke Lopez and Jeremy Lin. Drew Holiday, Pau Gasol, Steven Adams, Serge Ibaka. Serge Ibaka's on the Timberwolves now. Okay, that's different. I'm going to do this trade. I'm going to give Malik Beasley over to the Los Angeles Clippers to pick up DeAndre Jordan and JJ Redick. Now we're going to move Nikola Jokic probably to the power forward position since he's a little bit better offensively and he has a nicer shot. He's going to space out the floor a little bit better, and DeAndre Jordan can defend the paint and grab the boards as we need him to, which is basically the only position or the only thing that I really wanted him to do anyways. So DeAndre Jordan is going to be, opposite. Nikola Jokic is going to be at the power forward. So now we have two super dope shooting guards, but I definitely need to grab and upgrade to our point guard position, which is what I was doing here. So what I'm going to do is look for somebody not making a lot of money. D'Angelo Russell is pretty highly overrated right now, but if I give you these two, and I'm making a little bit too much, I don't want to give, you know what, I'll give you Will Barton too, and like 2 second rounders. All this for D'Angelo Russell. Oh my god, they still don't want it. I don't want to do it, but if you want Dario Saric, boom, we get D'Angelo Russell. I know I gave up a lot to get D'Angelo Russell, but I felt like it was needed so we can actually have a serviceable point guard. So now the lineup is looking pretty goddamn filthy. We have D'Angelo Russell, Devin Booker, Kevin Durant, Nikola Jokic, and DeAndre Jordan just for the starting lineup. Our bench is still solid with Mason Plumlee, JJ Redick, Robert Covington, Will Barton, and Tony Allen. I'm going to move a couple more pieces here. We want to upgrade that bench, so I'm going to move Robert Covington, and probably I am going to move Will Barton. I'm going to move him. I want to get a point guard for the bench. Or maybe like a power forward or something, or both preferably. JJ Barea, I don't want him for the bench. Frank Kaminsky. Ooh, Frank Kaminsky, I might do that. Yeah, I'm going to do Frank Kaminsky here. So we're going to grab Frank Kaminsky and trade those two players over to that. I'm going to move Kaminsky now. No, Kaminsky's going to be the center for the bench, which I don't have a problem with. And then Dennis Smith can fill out that position quite nicely. I'm going to as point guard, and then I'm going to move Tony Allen to small forward, so he can go up overall. So now he's basically an 80 overall for the bench, which is super solid. So now the bench is absolutely stacked. We have a filthy team. D'Angelo Russell, Devin Booker, Kevin Durant. The starting lineup is the same, but we have Tony Allen and Mason Plumlee coming off the bench as an 80 overall duo. And then we have JJ Redick and Frank Kaminsky with Dennis Smith. He needs to get some minutes too. What kind of trade value does Dennis Smith have, just so I can know if we need to move him? He should have really high. Yeah, 3.5 stars. Pretty freaking solid. Oh, these are the... I can grab all of this just from him alone. I don't really have to give up anything. I can grab some super filthy players. But that's fine. So we're going to simulate all the way to the trade deadline if I make any trades. Same thing as always. I'll see you guys then. But we're probably going to roll with this team because I don't know if there's anything else that we could really do to upgrade them. I'll see you guys then. Alright, so my bad, I accidentally clicked back when I was trying to look at the end of season awards, but your MVP was obviously Russell Westbrook, as you can see here. Rookie of the Year was Harry Giles of the Indiana Pacers. Sixth Man of the Year was Julius Randle of the Los Angeles Lakers. Defensive Player was Andre Drummond, and your Most Improved Player was Gary Harris after we traded him over to the Los Angeles Lakers. All-NBA First Team was LeBron James, Russell Westbrook, Giannis. Well, you guys can see that. Karl-Anthony Towns made it to the first team. I didn't think we have any Nuggets. On Jokic, we obviously had him on the third team. Defensively, we don't have anybody. And all rookie first team. The only person, Dennis Smith is probably, he's on the second team. So nothing super crazy, but we did do pretty well. As you can see, we went 61-21, 5 games ahead of the Houston Rockets, and only 1 game ahead of the Washington Wizards. John Wall and Bradley Beal are turning it up over there. Otto Porter, they signed back, who's an 82 now, so not too bad. But we had Kevin Durant leading us in points, obviously, with 20 points a game, 6.5 boards, 2 steals, 1.5 blocks. Devin Booker had 18 right behind him. Jokic had a double-double with 16 points, 10 boards, 7 assists out of him, too. Pretty beastly. And D'Angelo Russell had 15 and 6 assists. J.J. Redick was knocking it down from 3 as well. I think he had like 44%. And even Kevin Durant and Devin Booker were also knocking it down pretty well, too. DeAndre Jordan had 9 boards and 1.5 blocks. Not too good coming out of him since he's our starting center. But we were first in the conference, so I'm not going to complain about that. We are going to go roll with this rotation as it is. I like the look of it. Dennis Smith is a 7th man for us now. He's progressed pretty nicely this season. We're up against the San Antonio Spurs, so I'm not too scared. And, well, hold up a second. Hold up a minute. Dennis Smith is now inserted into the starting lineup. I'm just going to simulate the current round. If we lose, we lose. Yep. So we lost in the first round of the San Antonio Spurs. I don't know why I said I wasn't scared. It's Kawhi Leonard. Should have been scared. But the Golden State Warriors, they make it to the finals again. Stephen Curry is your finals MVP with 29 points, 8 assists, and 1.5 steals. I didn't expect us to win this season anyway, so that's not too much of an issue. League meetings. Make sure everything's rejected. Draft lottery. Did we get anything here? We'll skip to the results. Do the Nuggets have a pick? Did we even have? Yeah, we have one. We're the 10th pick actually via Charlotte. So not too bad. Staff signing, draft combine. So I'm going to sign a couple guys and I'm going to see what I want to trade on NBA draft day. So there was no one available in the draft and I don't know why I didn't trade it. So, alright, so let me put it this way. I simulated actually over the day. And we got this guy named Clayton McCoy who I'm not going to take, unfortunately. So I'm going to grab, let me see. Yeah, everyone here is obviously going to come back to the team. I'm not going to not sign any of those beasts. Qualifying offers, I don't think there is anyone I need to extend it to now that I think about it. But we can check. Nope, obviously, because everybody else was already signed back, so that's not an issue for me. So let's go to my free agents. I don't think there's anyone except for maybe Plumlee. They both expired, and we have bird rights on both of these guys, so I'm going to give them an offer, both of them. I'm going to do that actually here. I want to see who I can sign first. We have Paul George who's available, and I'm just $7 million short of him too. So let me see who I need to move to make some room for Paul George. Paul George is a big deal, so let me see. J.J. Redick, unfortunately, man, I got to move you. You played well, you serviced us when we needed it, but you didn't do quite enough for us to want to keep you around. Tyler Ulis, I'm going to take him. Tyler Ulis is a pretty beast point guard that we can have coming off the bench. I can move him to shooting guard if I... Well, he's really small, so I probably couldn't move him to shooting guard now that I think about it. But, going to keep that as is. Now, Paul George, if I give you a player and a no-trade clause, are we or... No, we're not. LaMarcus Aldridge, though, I could potentially move. How are we short on him, too? Let me see. You know what? Yeah, no, I'll sign him. But I'll have to do like that player. Where's number one offer too? So let's get the guys with no trade bird rights. I'm gonna give them what they asked for. LaMarcus Aldridge is now signed. I'm gonna move him probably, so it's not much of an issue for me. I just signed him just because I could. So yeah, Paul George is going to leave. That's not... I expected that. Carmelo Anthony's here. He doesn't see us as a contender quite yet. But when we sign these guys... Let me just make sure. Let me see. Yeah, I just want to make sure that we're their number 1 offers because I don't want to lose them. And when we sign both of these guys, now Carmelo should be like, no, he's not at all, actually. That doesn't matter because our team is pretty filthy right now. So I'm going to go to player progression just to see if we have anybody that jumped up a lot. By that, I mean like D'Angelo Russell, Devin Booker, one of those guys. Or maybe potentially Dennis Smith Jr. I don't know if he develops in the offseason. Jokic is a 90. DeAndre Jordan is an 87. Booker's now an 86. Pretty solid. Aldridge dropped to an 85. So, yeah, he's definitely going to get traded. D'Angelo is now an 85 as well. Tony Allen's up to a 79. And Dennis Smith is also up to a 79. So, that's nice to see. Nene's dropped 2 overall down to a 73. So, he's probably going to get moved potentially. But he's not going to get any minutes anyway. So, I'll just keep him on the team because we did sign him. The training camps, I'm going to do a couple of those, and then I'll see you guys at the end of season awards, or I'll see you at the beginning of the next season. So here we are at the beginning of the next season, and this is the roster. It's actually pretty goddamn stacked. You're looking at Kevin Durant, Nikola Jokic, DeAndre Jordan, Devin Booker, LaMarcus Aldridge, D'Angelo Russell, Mason Plumlee, Dennis Smith Jr., Tony Allen, Tyler Ulis, Frank Kaminsky, Juan Gomez, and Emmanuel Mudiay. At this point in time, I'm going to move, let me think if I move Aldridge and D'Angelo Russell, Blake Griffin, I want to see if there's like a pretty... I could get Gordon Hayward and Rudy Gobert, 288 overalls for that, but I'm not going to because we already have Kevin Durant, and I can't move him anyways, so he's going to... We're not going to do that trade. That'd be a little too crazy. Some of these people have some crazy ideas. What if I did Devin Booker? I'm probably not going... Joel Embiid I could get. Oh, that's crazy. Kristaps Porzingis. I'm not going to do it because I love Devin Booker and I'm not going to move him off this team. But that's just kind of crazy. Actually, do you think I could trade for Joel Embiid? He's getting 21 mil. If I give him LaMarcus Aldridge, they'd have to give somebody expensive. So Wilson Chandler. And then I'll give you somebody like Mason Plumlee. And then they would get too much. They'd be giving up too much. Jahlil Okafor has too much trade value. Kyle O'Quinn. And I don't know if this... I don't think this would actually work, but I'd have to give them somebody good. Let me think. Who here might have some good trade... Mudiay has good trade value. Or maybe Frank Kaminsky. They value Frank Kaminsky, and then I'll give you Mudiay as well. And then you have to give me somebody bad. Luwawu. Luawu's not making enough. Jared Bayless. Come on. Monte. We will take Monte Ellis from you. And, man, I'm just trying to give him anything. Because it would be crazy if we signed Joel Embiid. Or traded for Joel Embiid. I will give you Tyler Ulis. And, god dang it. Alright, let me... You know what? I'm going to look for trades, and if I find one that I like, I'll show it to you guys. Otherwise, I might see it at the trade deadline or the end of season awards. And now we finally get it. This is the trade I've been looking for. LaMarcus Aldridge, Emmanuel Mudiay were given up for Kyle Lowry. I realize this might be a little bit of an overpay, but I definitely wanted a better point guard overall-wise. D'Angelo Russell is super solid, don't get me wrong, but right now he's just not the best that I want. Kyle Lowry is going to be starting. I don't mind D'Angelo being our 6th man because that'd be kind of crazy to have him as a 6th man. But I definitely wanted somebody like that. And that's kind of a filthy team. Look at this. You're looking at Kyle Lowry, Devin Booker, Kevin Durant, Nikola Jokic, DeAndre Jordan as a starting lineup with D'Angelo Russell, Dennis Smith Jr., Mason Plumlee, Tony Allen, and Frank Kaminsky coming off the bench with Tyler Ulis and Corey Joseph not getting any minutes. I'm going to move Corey Joseph to the shooting guard position in case we need him to be there. And there we go. So now he'd be a 77 overall, and that's exactly what I want. We're 15-7 right now, and I feel like this is going to put us over the top with a super stacked guard backup and a starting guard and a starting backup, or a backup guard who could be a starting guard anywhere in the league. So I'm going to see you guys at the trade deadline if I make any trades. Otherwise, I'll see you at the end of season awards. But I definitely think this team is going to make a big hit in the playoffs. So I figured out that Kyle Lowry is apparently not working out well for this team. In terms of 2K, they keep saying that D'Angelo Russell works better in the starting lineup than Kyle Lowry does. And every time that I've simulated, because I've kind of like tested simulating with starting Kyle Lowry and simulating with starting D'Angelo Russell, and they do a lot better when D'Angelo Russell is starting. So what I'm going to do is this trade right here. Insanely this trade's amazing. Andrew Wiggins and Serge Ibaka for Kyle Lowry and Corey Joseph. I'm not going to say no to that. That's a insanely good deal for us. We get a rim protector to come off the bench, and we get Andrew Wiggins, who's a scoring beast, who's going to take some of the load off of Kevin Durant. And Kevin Durant is actually playing a lot of minutes right now, and he's like tired already. We haven't hit the playoffs for 39 and 18, which is pretty good. So now we have Serge Ibaka entered here. So now we can move actually Plumlee and probably Tony Allen. So Plumlee and Tony Allen is going to get moved. I love these guys, don't get me wrong, but when you have the team that we do right now, it's not. I can get KCP for the bench, and that's going to be exactly what I want. Now you're going to have Dennis Smith Jr. and KCP in the backcourt. You talking about, like, I have like 20 overalls, 80 overalls in this team. It's kind of filthy insane. So I think that this is going to be the team. KCP is pretty good for us for our bench units. Now we have D'Angelo Russell, Devin Booker, Kevin Durant, Nikola Jokic, DeAndre Jordan. Then we have Andrew Wiggins, Dennis Smith Jr., Serge Ibaka, Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, and Frank Kaminsky coming off the bench. Let me see if I can move. I just like having a bunch of 80s, to be honest. So if I move Kaminsky with like a first and a second, can I get like a beast of a center? And by that I mean like an 80 overall center. Let me just see, just in case. You know, I just like doing it, just in case. You never know. Clint Capella has no trade value, but Frank Kaminsky does. I'll give you a bunch of seconds, dude. The Nuggets are over the hard cap one. Oh, I didn't realize Clint Capella was getting paid a frick ton of money. Thon Maker's here. He has some value. And let me give you a bunch of seconds. Nope. So, yeah, you know what? That's it. Can't really trade for anybody else. So, it's just going to be with Frank Kaminsky. That's going to be the team. So, we are 39 and 18. Chemistry is at 48%. So, I'm going to move team chemistry training. And I will see you guys at the end of season awards, where this team is definitely going to make a splash in the playoffs. And I will see you guys then. We're probably going to win a championship. Like, this team's absolutely filthy. I'll see you guys then. Here we are at the end of season awards, where MVP goes to James Harden with 26.6 boards, 8.5 assists, 1 steal a game. Michael Porter is your rookie of the year, 26 points in his rookie year. Holy crap, that's insane. 8 boards, 1.5 steals. Elfrid Payton is your 6th man of the year with 12.6 assists. Anthony Davis is your defensive player of the year, 25 points, 13 boards, and 3 blocks a game. Dragon Bender is your most improved player. John Smith is your coach of the year for the Houston Rockets. That's kind of crazy. Let's see if we have any Nuggets on any of these teams. Probably not, to be honest. Cavaliers, Kyrie Irving and LeBron James are both on the second team. Third team, we don't have anybody. Oh, no, Nikola Jokic, I'm blind. Obviously, he's going to make it because he's a beast. But we don't have anyone defensively all that great. Did we? I don't even know if we drafted anyone. Well, I guess, no, we don't really draft anybody that was all that great. 55 and 27 for us. So, coaching. This is the lineup right now. I like the look of it. We have a pretty solid set of players here. So we're going to go up against... We're second seed, so we're up against the Los Angeles Clippers. I'm not actually scared of them because they always lose in the first round, especially. We're 4 games behind the Rockets, and we are tied with the Cleveland Cavaliers. Player stats on the season. So we're 19 points coming out of Durant and Booker. 11 boards and 17 points coming out of Nikola Jokic with 6 assists and 1.5 blocks. Andrew Wiggins had 16 points off the bench, and D'Angelo Russell had 14 and 5. Serge Ibaka had 2 blocks and 6 boards, and DeAndre Jordan had 9 blocks and almost 2 blocks, or 9 boards and almost 2 blocks. So we're up against the Denver Nuggets. This Los Angeles Clippers. We are the Denver Nuggets. I'm not scared of them, so I'm just going to simulate the current round, and we beat them in 5. We're up against the Golden State Warriors now. Let's check the lineup here. Let's go see who the Warriors have. Do I have a reason to be scared of them? They still have Klay Thompson, who's now in 89. They have Draymond Green. Kelly Olynyk is now in their starting lineup, and they have Wesley Matthews at small forward. And that's basically it. So I'm going to take this game by game. We take the first game. They take the second. We take the third. They take the fourth. Can we go up 3-2? And we're up. We beat them in 6. Now we're up against the Houston Rockets, who have swept everybody that they've played against so far. So we're going to simulate the current round to make sure that everything gets evened out. It's a 1-2 in both West and East. Patrick Beverley's an 80 overall now. They have Clint Capella, who's a 82. I don't know how they're doing so well. They're absolutely destroying everybody they're playing against. So we're going to go here. Let's simulate the first game. They take the first game, and we take the second. They're 2-1, 2-2. It's 3-2 right now. Definitely, I'm going to simulate this with Simcast. We're going to simulate the game here. Hopefully we can take it. We're at home now, so we definitely need to make a huge splash. Nikola Jokic needs to go off with Kevin Durant. Oh, and it looks like that's what we're doing here. So we're up in the first and the second. If they just keep this going, they don't even have to win the third and fourth quarters. They just have to even it out, and they're not scoring anything. Okay, I was extremely pissed because they weren't scoring a single freaking point, basically, in the third quarter at one point. So we beat them as 107-87, 20 points out of them. Kevin Durant has 24 points, but Jokic drops a triple-double on them, 16, 14, and 10. Not too bad. 3 blocks coming out of DeAndre Jordan, exactly what I wanted to see. Who sucked on their team? Eric Gordon and James Harden got locked down. Basically didn't do anything that game. 1 for 12 from field, not too bad. 1 for 7 from 3. So here we are. I think we have to change this down to a 9-man rotation. We're going to give the starters as many minutes as possible. DeAndre Jordan definitely needs more minutes. Going to change this up. I'm going to give DeAndre Jordan 31. Dennis Smith, I'm going to cut some of your minutes back, dude. I'm sorry. Going to make sure D'Angelo Russell gets like 33. And Kevin Durant needs way more minutes. What are we doing here? Kevin Durant needs to go off this game. So I'm going to give Kevin Durant like 35, 36 to him. And we're going to give the starters like 36 even. Actually, let me do 37 for Durant, 38 for Durant. And that should be good. So now we're going to simulate this game with Simcast. Here, praying to God that we can win. So now we're in the first quarter. We just need to take a lead in the first, and it's super close. Oh my God. And it keeps completely even first quarter, and we're getting dumpstered in the second. I don't know how we're getting obliterated so hard. Oh my God, we're going to lose, aren't we? Oh my God, we're losing. Okay, well, it was a nice run, guys. I have no idea how this team did not win. Oh my God. 116-89. Kevin Durant. It wasn't Kevin Durant's fault, apparently. 9 for 13. He tried his best. Everybody else sucked, though. Russell didn't do jack. Oh my God. Russell, please. And James Harden went off on us. Cleveland Cavaliers versus the Houston Rockets. The Houston Rockets win as James Harden is your finals MVP. 23 points, 5 rebounds, 8.5 assists. Oh, man. And I don't know how this team lost. If you guys have a reason to explain how this team lost, you had Kevin Durant, Nikola Jokic, Devin Booker, DeAndre Jordan, D'Angelo Russell, Andrew Wiggins, Serge Ibaka, and Dennis Smith Jr. KCP was also there. Tyler Ulis, Frank Kaminsky, Juan Hernan Gomez, Marvin Williams, and Nene. Basically a filthy stacked team, and I have no idea how we didn't win that game. Didn't know how we didn't win a championship. This team was insanely stacked, but, you know, things happen. 2K hates me, I guess. Alright, so if you guys liked the video, feel free to leave a like and a comment down below. I like to read all the comments, and I reply to basically every single one. If you guys want to see a team that's specific rebuild that I haven't already done yet, because I'm trying to rebuild all the teams before I move on to anything else, then feel free to leave that in a comment down below. If you have a challenge or something you want to see me do, feel free to leave that down below too. I might take a pause on one of these videos and make a challenge video or something like that. But until then, guys, I will see you next time. I'll see you then.